Team. Tigers, go Tigers, not LSU. Simsboro. Sly and the Family Stone here on the new Rue 102, XM 102. I am Rick Godley. We just fired up the live stream for Facebook because I'm wearing proudly, what number am I there, Kayden?
16.
I'm number 16. Andy Cross came up with a great fundraiser to recycle, literally, Simsboro property into funding for the baseball team. Simsboro is just like rising out and doing great things. Baseball, you got a baseball playoff game coming up, don't you, Kayden?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Kayden is with the FBLA of Simsboro, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. And give me, first of all, the vibe that's going on in the borough from, you're an 11th grader, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so what are you feeling these days about Simsboro High School? You got exciting things on FBLA, you got exciting things, basketball, baseball?
Well, I think that especially because I moved to Simsboro in the 9th grade, we're seeing, at least me, I'm seeing a lot more done with the school. It's like we were kind of overlooked, but it doesn't feel like we're as overlooked now.
Well, that's good. Where'd you move in from?
Castor.
From Castor. So now you're in the big city.
I mean, yeah.
All right, so you moved into the 9th grade, you're now in the 11th grade. FBLA stands for Future Business Leaders of America, and the advisor, Caitlin Mercer. Talk about FBLA. When did you hear about it? And when you obviously made a decision to say, you know what, that's something I want to do in my extra time, my extracurricular activities. Tell me about that.
So my older sister, she was super involved in all of the clubs that were going on at our school, and I remember seeing her go to all the conferences and all the competitions, and it seemed like a really cool and fun thing to do. So when I got the opportunity to join Castor's middle level chapter, I took it and I ran, and that was in 7th grade.
7th grade, so you've been going at this now 5 years.
Oh, yes, sir.
A seasoned professional. So Simsboro, FBLA, you've been there since 9th grade, so that's this is your 3rd year, I'm guessing, if my math is right?
Yes, sir.
Is this the first time that you've qualified for the Nationals?
At Simsboro, yes. Technically, at Castor when I was in 8th grade, me and my team got first in one of our competitions, but it was COVID year, so we didn't get to actually go. Right.
That's a shame. All right, but you're redeeming the time. What is FBLA? Give folks the overview of what it is, then we're going to get specific into what role do you play.
So FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America, our chapter, we get to compete in a variety of business-related events such as accounting, advertising, business law, communication, cybersecurity, economics, journalism, political science, and so forth. And what the organization, nationwide, is really focused on is preparing students for the real world. Mm-hmm. And there's something for everybody, and it really, especially for me, it's taught me a lot of real world skills that I can, what's the word I'm looking for, apply to my real life.
Very good. Well, and that's you're bringing up a valid point here, and I used to think that school was to prepare you for school, meaning to take tests, to pass tests, et cetera, and to graduate and move on, et cetera, and then get into, quote, the real world. And then you find yourself out there and say, man, I didn't know about advertising. I didn't know about, and this fills in that gap.
Yeah, absolutely.
What did you find out in your FBLA experience about, quote, unquote, real world that you didn't realize, whoa, that is a real thing?
Well, my competitions that I did this year, my main one was advertising, and I never realized just how important advertising and marketing was to real-world businesses until I started studying and taking these tests.
And that's a valid point, and most I shouldn't say most, but a lot of businesses that go into business, they focus on the business of what they're doing, be it, let's say, automobile sales or car washes or dresses or apparel, And marketing and advertising is one of those they're not schooled and tooled on. And as you know, Kayden, if you have a place but don't tell anybody about it, no one knows, and therefore no one goes.
Absolutely.
And matter of fact, let's tie that into what you're doing here right now, because when the Kayden Mercer, actually Andy Cross told me about y'all, and I said, have her get in touch with me. We want to help. I didn't know of the great things that were going on at Simsboro, so we're making people aware of it. Now we're making people aware of a need that, how many FBLA Simsboro students are going to go to Atlanta?
5 plus our advisor.
All right, 5 plus our advisor. So that's a total of 6. Fuel, food, fun. You got to pack the fun, but but I mean, to help them get down the road. So how can folks make a contribution if they're so led to so do right now? And then we're going to talk about knowing that the FBLA has pretty creative minds to it. You're going to come up with creative fundraisers. How would somebody make a direct donation right now if they want to?
Well, if anybody is interested in sponsoring or donating, they can contact Kayden Mercer through the school, calling Simsboro School at 318-247-6265, or they can email her directly at kayden.mercer@lincolnschools.org, which is KAITLYN.MERCER@lincolnschools.org.
Very good. I see you've been studying up on your marketing, making sure all of the letters, and by the way, in marketing and in advertising, repetition builds reputation. 247-6265, 247-6265. Operators are standing by right now, right? I would dare say. If not, yeah, get in touch with Kayden Mercer. Okay, FBLA Simsboro, we're talking with Kayden Sullivan. What were some of the projects that y'all adopted this past year?
Well, for the first time since I've been at Simsboro, we actually competed in the Community Service Project, which was headed up by me and 2 other juniors that are in my class, Miss Harley Dowing and Beatrice Hernandez.
You almost smiled when you said their names. They must be friends of yours.
Oh, they are.
Okay. And what was the project?
So our project was really centered around domestic abuse. We got to partner with the Domestic Abuse Resistance Team here in Ruston, and we worked from August to March on spreading awareness about domestic abuse. We were able to fill roughly 50 stockings with items collected through a stocking stuffer drive held at our school. And we held a Dollar for DART fundraiser in February where we were able to raise $400 for DART for them to use at their discretion.
Think about what you just said, too. And sometimes we have a tendency to minimalize whatever contribution a person makes. Don't ever do that, y'all, because every little bit helps. So if I heard you correctly, it was $1 for DART, and you managed to get 400 of them.
Well, the fundraiser, we had a little sheet and it had like 25 different phrases on it that people could sign their name next to, and they would only have to give us $1. And everybody in our chapter did the fundraiser.
So wait a second. Everybody in what chapter? Simsboro FBLA?
Yes, sir.
Everybody did that. And how many are in your chapter?
23.
Okay, 23. I thought you had 400 in there and they all gave $1. So my bad. All right, so now we want to reciprocate. We as a community to help out the Simsboro FBLA, raise the money to get to Atlanta. You're going June 25th through July 1st. And what other creative fundraisers have you been kicking around? Have you thought about that yet?
Well, we are doing a bake sale at our school this Friday.
Right.
Our advisor is selling Powerades. We've sold bundt cakes. There's some other ideas kind of being thrown around right now.
Okay.
And we were looking at doing this Pie in the Face fundraiser.
Doug Postel just volunteered for that.
Well, sadly, we weren't able to do it, but we thought it was a good idea, at least.
Well, I'm going to give you another idea just to throw it out there. Don Robertson, who owns Ruston Ford and the car wash on Farmville Highway, he allows some folks to come on and help with the car wash, Rocket Fast, and makes donations. I'm just throwing that out there because The man's a magnanimous man, and a lot of the community members are here as well, and so you will be taken care of. But, and I'm also sizing up, you're not just asking for money and being willing to work for it as well and earn it.
Yeah, we've been working so far really hard on everything that we've done this year.
That's obvious. That is obvious. So Simsboro, they get to go to the Nationals. Why do you get to go to the Nationals? Because obviously you achieved a level of excellence on the state.
Well, it all started at our regional conference where we had 23 students compete in 47 different events. 9 students earned an excellent rating, 8 students earned a superior rating, and 4 students earned first place awards. So we had 10 students qualify and attend our state level conference, and we competed in events such as accounting, advertising, economics, introduction to parliamentary procedure, journalism, personal finance, political science, public speaking, and UX design. And we also had the community service project team compete. Out of these 10 students, 8 placed in the top 10, with 2 earning first place in the state, and 5 of us qualified for the national conference in economics, public speaking, UX design, and the community service project.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm thinking that you were one of the 2, right, that got?
Sadly, no.
Oh!
It was Mr. Richard Canterbury and Cheyenne Deloney.
Well, that's I know you're glad for them. So, but are you one of the 5 going down to Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and your field again was communications or community service projects. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What else can we say? Because you're doing a great job, and I want to say this for folks. I have faith in the future, and I have faith in the youth because of, well, Kayden, who's sitting right here, and I know the youth probably gets a lot of lambasted of, well, the kids today are all right, and I'm serious because of events like this. So I'm highly encouraged. What else can we say here, you and I, and talk to the audience listening live on the radio and who are going to watch us later today to make this happen for you? What can we do for you?
Well, they can help by donating to us. Donating to our cause help send us to nationals, reaching out to our advisor at her email or calling the school, and just talking to her, getting with her, talking to her about what they can do for us.
So I'm going to ballpark it because my math isn't all that good. If it's $1,500, roughly guesstimating what it will cost per person, that is 5 students and 1 advisor. So are you good at math? What would that be? 6 times 1,000 is 6,000. Oh, about 9,000, right?
Something like that.
I'm guessing it. So let's make that happen. Again, Caitlin's phone number, 247-6265, 247-6265. You said bunt cake, and I'm thinking baseball. That's not the same thing, right?
No, sir.
No. All right, Kayden, you did awesome today. Thank you so much for coming by. And by the way, I want everybody who's watching this is not LSU Tiger. It's at Simsboro. It's a Borough Tiger, okay? So I need to get a little bit more. If you sew the borough on here, I'll make a $25 donation.
Well, I can't sew, but I can
if you
find
want to
someone who can.
If you want to write a magic marker on here, that's fine as well. No, awesome job. You did great. And she has to go back to school, but the longer we talk, you don't have to go back to school, right? Is that a deal?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll do that. Kayden Sullivan, thank you so much for coming on by today.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're most welcome. We're going to kill the live stream here and